We are joined by resident bookworm Audrey Chirenje. Today we're looking at From Gokwe to Oxford, The Girl Who Dared to Dream by Petronella Munhenzva. Good morning, Audrey.
Morning, Candice.
How are you?
I'm always smiling when you write, Candice loves the rain.
Yes, because I do. I genuinely love the rain. It brings me so much peace. People don't even understand. But anyway, how are you?
I'm doing great.
Yeah?
Yes.
I discovered you have a skill that I need to learn today.
Which is what?
Fast-paced reading, this speedy browse through. Like, what if you miss important information?
Well, like you said, it's a skill, it's an art. So I'll need to teach you. Yeah,
Yeah, please, because I can't. I have to go through every word and go back and forth. Now, so today we're looking at From Gokwe to Oxford. Tell me first about Petronella.
Petronella is an amazing, well-educated woman. She's got 2 masters. So her education, she started in Gokwe, obviously. Her parents were teachers. So by grade 5, I think she had changed like 5 schools. Then Gokwe. Then she later on went to a boarding school. Then the University of Zimbabwe. And then University of Oxford.
Right. So this, in essence, is the chronicles of her journey through that.
Definitely.
And the lessons that she learned, I'm hoping?
Definitely.
Okay, take us through it. Let's take a browse.
Okay, so I think I like her writing style in the sense that she's just not going to dump, like the bad things about how she grew up and all that. She brings a chapter to you. She takes some other people who've gone through that kind of stuff. And then she also puts a story, like how she used to walk a couple of kilometers to school, how she had one uniform, that kind of story. But then she was always a dreamer, and she would dream for better things.
I'm already relating to her in the dreamer aspect of her because, as you grow up, regardless of what stage you're in of life, you always have dreams, you always have ambitions. And I suppose what changes as you get older is whether you dream more and go after those dreams or you just sit and daydream and then get upset about them. That then becomes the difference, eh?
Definitely. And one thing I would like to just point out in this book, and to everyone else, we can never take away the support of your parents or your support system because it's those people who make or break those dreams. So in this case, her parents were very great advocates for her dreams. And she also watched her father, change one job to another, always hoping for a better life for them. And even her mom, who was once a housewife, but later on, after 2 or 3 kids, went to school and did a teaching course. So I think she had inspiration right inside her house as well.
Right. So just tell us some of the dreams that she points out and some of the aspirations that she was working towards as she grew older and understood life a bit more differently. She points.
So for example, when you read From Gokwe to Oxford, the assumption is she was one of those star students who got those brilliant marks on her final exams. Yes, she was an A student, but she points out that during her O-levels, she actually failed her mathematics and Shona, and she wanted to do law. So she had to have 2 languages. So her father, being an academic, made her write those subjects again. So she rewrote the subjects. And even for her A-level, she wanted like 13 points to go and do law, and she didn't get that. So she ended up applying to go to South Africa and still didn't get into those universities in South Africa. So she took a gap years to be exact. And at some point she talks about her depression. And I found that very relatable because like we always say, Candice, people talk about the nice things about their journeys and they don't talk about the not so nice. So she went through a depression stage and then her parents also helped her to get through that. And then she even went and became a temporary teacher. You know what I mean? Yeah. So her journey is not like we're saying the rosy one. She had issues, but then eventually, yes, after she had done a master's, she saw a chance and she applied to go to Oxford. And she talks about how the dreaming you're talking about, she didn't apply for any other university.
Right.
She wanted Oxford, and that's what she went after.
Wow.
So there's a great lesson. If you know what you want, just go after it. And don't take any detours and diversions. Just go straight after what you want.
Absolutely. What are some of the major themes we're looking at in this book?
Okay, so there's resilience. You just need to be resilient in all that you do for your dreams. And then you also need to adapt, like we're talking about. You need to adapt. They always say adapt or die.
Yeah.
Because some people will then just hang their boots and saying, oh, I failed.
Yeah.
But you need to adapt and then go with the flow. There's also an issue of focus and dedication. You have to be so focused on what you want and put in the work. Because like right now, she's an author, she's an academic, she's a researcher. It takes a lot of studying and reading. So she's obviously put in the work. So you need to do that as well. And then also just be grateful of your roots. You know, your roots will shape who you become.
So true, true.
But then more often people are ashamed of their roots. Yeah. So it's some of the lessons we find in this book.
I love that. Who's reading this?
Everyone should read this. I mean, for me, even the child in the marginalized parts of the country or people going through stuff, you need to read this book, the parents, so that they see, you know, it's difficult having a child who's a dreamer, I always say. But, you know, you never know what that child might have inside of them. Just support them in their dreams.
So true. From Gokwe to Oxford, The Girl Who Dared to Dream. This is Petronella Munhenzva. Where are we getting this book?
Okay, so it's in Amazon online.
Oh, finally. Thank you, Petronella. Appreciate you.
Well, she's based in the UK, so obviously
she's a local author on Amazon. Thank you.
Yeah, and then Innovate, their books are there, and then her sister called Patience. She can also drop you a copy. She's the one who dropped me a copy. I like how there are 4 girls in their family, and they all have the names Patience, Pamela, Petronella. I can't remember the 4th one. Yeah.
There was a theme that was going with that. But yes, definitely, this is a book you should be getting your hands on, especially if you're feeling a little discouraged. Sometimes reading somebody else's story also just puts things in perspective for you and gives you that extra motivation that you needed to just get up and go again, right? So for Tuesday, this is our read, The Girl from Gokwe to Oxford, The Girl Who Dared to Dream, Petronella Munhenzva. Please do pick your copy of that. And she said it's on Amazon. That made me so happy. You have no idea. I'm hoping. Push out
local authors. Yes, some of them are getting the memo, but some of them don't. You know how hard it's always to push people.
It's resistance. I don't understand resistance to movement and changing it. But you know what? That's a discussion for another day. Audrey, thank you so much for sitting down with us this morning. We'll see you again on Tuesday.
Awesome.
Have a great day.